On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are here in the new shop for a good reason, and that is these old doors are the only thing left on this building that's not insulated or high efficiency. We've done the windows, we've done the walls, we've put in heat pumps, the doors insulated, the garage doors were the last thing left where I'm probably losing all my heat. And today, we're gonna fix that. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and like I said, I'm here in the shop with Robbie from Doors and More here in Wichita. And if you need garage doors, he's done my house, he's done the old shop, he's done this shop, but the phone number is on his shirt there. Or if you need buildings, just hit him up. He's doing full, mostly steel buildings?
Post frame, steel.
Post frame, steel, whatever.
Build.
There you go, he's doing it all. So we've got this door over here that doesn't even have a proper spring. It has these old tension springs instead of the torsion springs. And I just hate these like none other. When these break, they take off like a rocket ship and shoot across your shop, and things get destroyed, cars get destroyed, everything gets broken basically. Nothing worse than those style of springs. And this is an 8x8, right?
8x7.
8x7, okay, and then this one's a 10x10. Okay, what's weird is this door, because of that door, it never looks square. Doesn't this door look twice as tall? But for some reason, that one is actually square. It plays tricks on your brain. And that one over there is an 8x7. Now, both doors are getting high lifted because this, right here, this nonsense is in the way of you backing any trailer in at an angle. So if you get, even a little bit off backing a trailer in, you'll pretty much end the side of your trailer with that door rail. So Robbie's taking all the rails, moving them all the way up to the ceiling as high as we can. You can see he's been extending all the structure for the doors all morning here. Everything's been reinforced, ready to be brought way up. And we have two openers. We now have two 980/22s from LiftMaster, the brand new ones. And we're gonna put one on the far side of the little door, and then of course this one back on this side of the big door, so that they both have openers that are out of the way and built-in battery backups, I guess. For some reason, that's what we're doing these days. The new doors are right here, and they're insulated. It's gonna be so much nicer. They're also black. I know black costs more, but it had to be done because we're gonna paint the whole building white. Here's the old doors. Take a quick look. I mean, they were good doors. These are Rainers. That wasn't a bad brand back in the day, but it's definitely not something you see much of anymore. And let's go outside and take a look at how bad it looked. You can see these doors lived a rough life, and I think the foam guys had them open while they were spraying in the spray foam, and that made them look even worse. So now they're covered in junk, and of course they're color changing too. You can see they fade from the old brown to this lighter brown, where it just kind of faded out over the years. And we're coming back to replace all the wood outside as well. The brick mold's getting replaced, and the 2x12s, we're gonna get those out of there. Replace all of that, and then paint the building. So that's basically it. Lights are going above each door, LED downlights, so it should give it a nice classy look. So we've got a bunch of new doors here, and I think it looks like you're ready to start ripping these things down.
Almost.
Almost? Okay. Well, a few more minutes on that. We did have to drag everything out of the way. We had to stack it all back over here for now. And since I need something to do while he's working on the doors, a lot of the Mini's coming apart. I planned on doing that later, but now I'm just ripping it apart. We're almost to the sunroof. So everybody said the sunroof is worth like $300 by itself. Obviously it's super hard to ship, so it's like $300 plus $300 to ship it probably. It's got to be palletized. This sunroof is really cool. I ran it through a full range of tests, and when you open it, both of these open up. They're both power. So the back and the front open at once, and then if you want to keep opening the sunroof, the back closes and the glass slides all the way back over the other one. What a cool design. Inside here you can see the pillars are all off, the visors are all off, the grab handles all off, and I haven't figured out how to disconnect this. This is a weird one. So if you have the ambient lighting, this ribbon cable powers that RGB LED, and it's really, really hard to take apart. I'm being careful with it, but for some reason, that's one connector I've never had to deal with before. It does not want to release. Anyway, as soon as that's done, I think we're ready to yank the headliner out and unbolt the sunroof. I also took the whole back apart, all the trims out of there for the most part. We're gonna save the wiper motor, get that listed, and that taillight needs saved, but all the rest of this, it'll all just get shoved back in the car and taken to the salvage yard for the most part, after we get the seats and the interior out. Well, it might look warm in here, but I guarantee you it's absolutely not. Robbie's got the second door off. The first door is done, working, completely set up. And doesn't that look amazing? White, insulated, makes the opener look better. It is so nice. And of course, both doors high lifted like we talked about before. Look how far up the rails go. All the way into the red iron in this building. I'm not gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it's not I-beam red iron the way it should be. These rails are as tight to the ceiling as they can be. Obviously, with the roof pitch, you just run out of room on that one, so that's where that one ends up. And the second one, well, the second one's not going very well. Fabricating for sure. So because of the terrible way the builders built this building, because they had to deal with nonsense like this, when this door here should be centered in the building, they didn't leave any room for the garage doors. So he has to overlay these rails on top of each other. So it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna work, but it's just poor design because of how they framed these in. They framed it in with just one, what is that, 6 inches between the doors. So there's really nowhere to really set this stuff up the way it should be. It'll all work out, and we'll have 2 insulated doors, and it'll be warm in here. I do think it won't be warm in here until like 7 tomorrow. And while Robbie's working away on the garage door fun, I have been working away on the Mini. And in fact, one of you guys reached out to me that watched the video yesterday and already bought some of the stuff. It's packed up, wrapped up in foam, and in a few minutes it'll be in a box, and tomorrow morning headed out to Arizona. So if you guys do need any parts from a 2012 Mini Cooper S, well, I'm almost done stripping the entire interior. Seats are coming out next. Most of the back end is apart, well, not really but getting these taillights out is really tough. They did not make it easy. These aren't broken, they were wrapped. It's a chrome delete. All the chrome on the car has black vinyl wrap on it. So that'll come right off, and those taillights are probably worth a mint, so we are saving that one, but look where you have to go. You have to get all the way back inside that little tiny hole there to pull the bolts out for these taillights. That is wild. I'm taking everything, obviously. The Harman Kardon amps out, the entire Harman system's coming out, the entire cream interior panel set is coming out, and of course we need to take the entire sunroof unit out, and we're getting close to that. There's not much left in the roof, and there's not much left in the back. Pull all the seats here in a minute, and I think we'll call the interior probably done by the end of the day. Getting these door panels out, that's a whole thing. It's been 12 hours since we started, but now we have new doors, new openers, all this extra structure that had to be built to make this happen. Robbie did this all by himself. I just handed him some tools and stuff like that, so pretty crazy. He usually has a bunch of help, so it ended up taking a little bit longer with him doing it all by himself, and also the custom high lifts that I wanted as well. They don't really sell a solution for what I wanted to do, and he made this happen. There's so much fabrication to make the rails intersect and all that magic. I love it. They look good, they're insulated, and now hopefully the heaters do even better. Right now the electric bills have already gone crazy. Each one of these heaters spends at least $200 a month in electricity, which is wild. The bill went from really nothing, because we have natural gas heat in the house, to absolutely insane. But We gotta pay those bills. So we are over here ripping that Mini Cooper apart. We just got it up on the lift. We've rolled the Corvette outside, so it's finally out of the shop. No more C5, and it looks like we've got an exhaust. That's good.
Is that not?
That's just the resonator.
Yeah.
You know, something to quiet it down a little bit. That could be a cat. I don't really think so. I mean, there'd be an O2 after it if it was. It's really interesting. It could just be like an expansion chamber.
Yeah, because I know that's...
But the cat is gone, right? Yeah, that looks aftermarket. See all that nice, pretty welding in there? Gotta be aftermarket. Other than that, this doesn't look too bad. Let's unhook this AC compressor, get the wires out of there, throw the intercooler in the trash, and I mean, it still runs and drives.
daily.
I think we're gonna throw the fan away. The fan's got too many broken clips.
It's got this coolant hose wrapped around it.
The AC was still working, which is crazy. Oh, look at that. That O2 got crushed by the intercooler, and that's probably the code we're getting for the O2.
Yeah.
I was seeing one O2 sensor heater failing, it probably shorted the ground.
I mean, it didn't push anything far enough to...
No, it didn't hurt
It didn't even get the exhaust.
It just smoked the intercooler, and
Yeah.
that was it. I don't know if somebody patched that together or what
I
was
think
going on.
so. There was coolant in the back of it, so I'm guessing
He was working on it.
he just needed to get it home.
Those are definitely single piston brakes, guaranteeing this wasn't a factory JCW. Shout out to many of you in the comments for saying the brakes are the differentiator that you can always tell. And of course, they're way faster.
We have a JCW on the way.
We do. We're buying another one, don't worry. We're gonna get a Mini that runs. I think we're gonna take some of these parts and fix the other Mini.
Well, if they told the truth, just needs that CV axle on the front.
That's right.
Driver's side, so.
And we sure happen to have driver's side CV axles. Another thing I'm super excited about with a part out like this, I get to recover all the refrigerant. And if there's one thing, I don't have a universal license for refrigerant. Eric does. Dad does. Everyone I know has a universal refrigerant license, but I don't, and there's not one on my account at O'Reilly's, so I can't buy 134A. And obviously it's crazy expensive now too. It's like $300 a can. So I only have the refrigerant on hand that is in my recovery machine here. So when I get a car like this, I just suck the refrigerant out of it, and now I've got 5 pounds in here. So we're gonna keep recovering cars and restocking my refrigerant. So whenever my cars need work done, I get free refrigerant. That's the real win here. That is all that matters. Or I could just send you to O'Reilly's to buy it.
Sorry, I'm not here right now. You can leave your name and I'll get back to you.
Well, this looks like it'll be a fun one to take apart. Where do they sell the exhaust just from here to here for like $200? Are they just cutting it?
I think you cut it like right
Before
you
the
might
weld?
leave them a little bit of pipe, I suppose.
Interesting. I was expecting a clamp since they all show the same exact part of the assembly.
Check that out.
Sawzall it is.
It's my favorite tool.
Yeah. Well, we got most of this car apart today. It's cataloged, sorted by what's going in the trash or what's really going back in the car for when it goes to get crushed, and what we're gonna sell. I'm pretty excited about it. And apparently these are real JCW wheels. I think these are called the cross spoke. Eric said that it's hard to find these wheels. They've got TPMS sensors on them too. Look at that. There you have it. We have new garage doors. We made a lot of progress on the Mini. Oh yeah, they just cut it 6 inches in front of it. Cool.
Makes sense. Leave them a little pipe to attach.
That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts like the R8 one I'm wearing under this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Oh, I just looked over there. I realized that I unplugged that garage door opener, but the lights were on. And I was like, what kind of voodoo magic? I forgot their battery backup openers with built-in batteries. They still work even if you get rid of their extension cords. You guys like the sensors? That's how you do it.